Oh, the DRIB, come in, mate. We're just about to do the Q&A. Trevor should be here soon as well. Here, take a seat. How you been?
Good, mate.
Yes.
Good.
Excited to do Q&A?
Not really.
G'day, Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, we're doing a Sunday Q&A.
Forgot my eyeliner.
Anyway, what we're going to be doing, I'm going to show a bit of footage from the DRIB later as well, because I did have a bit of a chat with him. But what we're doing, this is a Sunday Q&A where every week or every second week, Trev, myself, and sometimes Crash Test Carl, we get together, we go through some Q&A questions and answer your guys, I guess, comments and questions from the community about all things FPV, drone related, YouTube related. And today, we've got a really big one. This one's a bit of a meme special. I have no idea what Trevor's doing in the background, but a bit of a meme special because we have a lot of funny things to show you guys. So grab a cup of coffee. We're also going to be doing this as a podcast, so hopefully somewhere this should be a podcast, so definitely tune into that. But let's kick it off and get started with our Q&A. And also a massive shout out this week to our sponsors, so over at Diatone, because, where did I put that? Hang on. The winner today, they're going to be getting one of these bad boys. They're going to get shipped straight from Diatone, but this is their new GT. I'll link it down below. This is the 5, I think it's the M5 version, and let me tell you, you're going to be seeing this review soon. But what did you think when you saw this thing ripping around, Trev?
I want one.
Yeah, this thing is off the chain, crazy power, and I'm not just saying that, you're going to see that in the review. So someone out there today, because of all the memes that you put on Discord, they're going to be chosen as a winner. And let me tell you, this thing absolutely screams. So definitely go check that out, and I think it's pretty good price too, at like 220 US bucks. Anyway, let's kick it off, get started with the Q&A, the Sunday UAVfutures Q&A. Whew, I tell you what, these wigs are annoying, man. Like, I don't know how they do it. How's it feel to have some hair back?
Itchy.
I bet it does. Mine feels itchy too. Radio, let's kick it off. So this first one is from Theodore Lengkong. Stu, please answer this. I'm just reading it how it's written. What is the best ready to fly 5-inch racing quad out there? Please like so Stu can see. Well, thanks very much for putting that comment in. What would you say is one of the best? I don't know about ready to flies because look, they very close to a bind and fly. All we need is bind up the radio. What's your favorite bind and fly then, I guess, Trev? Because we tend to do more bind and flies than ready to flies.
Oh, it would have to be the Rooster.
Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm going to say, I guess best is very relative in terms of performance. You like the Rooster?
Oh, look, it's not really...
It's not really a specific question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say best in terms of performance. What's the best performance bind and fly you've seen? I'm going to get my cup of tea too.
You spend such a lot out. That's a hard question to answer.
Well, come on, mate.
No, that's...
Trevor's struggling. He's having dementia's set in,
No,
mate. That's it.
There's just so many good ones out there at the moment. Look, we haven't seen the GT yet either, so yeah, I'll reserve my opinion.
All right, I'm going to say definitely the GT, not just because it's this week's sponsor. You're really going to see it in the review that should be out the week after you've seen this. But that GT that we linked, that is a really good value one. It absolutely rips. And then if you also want premium performance, you know, I know Armaton and Catalyst Machine Works, they offer some premium top tier, but you also got to pay a bit more for them. You know, some of those races are very good as well. This one is from Michael Stone-Wolf Golowski. And I've seen a few of your comments before, so thanks very much for always putting them in. Trev is grumpy. I love to all my FPV brothers way down under. Question, what kind of snacks do you fellas bring out with you when you fly fields? And what's your go-to restaurant after fly time where we live? So what sort of snacks do you take when you go out flying?
Oh, usually some lollies.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of...
dog food. He takes a lot of dog food,
yeah,
Trevor.
Dog food.
A Devon sandwich, actually, that's what he's referring to.
What are those other things we have? Those little snack bars?
I don't know.
Muesli bar? Muesli bars, yeah.
Do they have muesli bar in the States? I don't know.
They probably wouldn't know what they were.
So yeah. For me, I always try to take out a good lunch, and I find one that I seem to take out a fair bit. It's probably full of preservatives, but it's just like a packet of rice and like a flavoured rice thing that I boil up. No, I boil it up previous and then eat that out there. And also a good sandwich as well. So shout out to my wife. She made some good sandwiches last time, and I always get a bit distracted when I'm flying. And look, I was honest with her. I did tell her she made me these beautiful sandwiches. She got up early, and then I was just working all day. And then at about 4:30, right before we were about to drive home, I realized I hadn't eaten my lunch and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I got home and that I didn't eat the sandwiches. So I smashed them there before we got home in the car. Then I got home, I wasn't really hungry for tea, but I still had to eat them.
You didn't ask us for we wanted one.
Yeah, well, they were too good, mate. Rightio, so we're moving on, and this one's from Peter Holter. Is your head getting bigger, Trev? Or is that just Stu messing with the visuals? What's going on? Is your head growing?
Who was that?
That's from Peter Holter.
Get Peter.
You know what we should also do, what I want to do too, I'm sorry for those people listening to the podcast, but we're also going to flash some memes on the screen, or maybe we should do that a bit later, because we have some funny memes to get through. Should we do that now or towards the end?
Yeah, see what you can do with these ones, guys.
What we're going to do now, we're going to flash some memes on the screen, and Trevor and I are going to talk about them because some of them are actually really, really funny. So, and then we're going to get back to Bharat Balasat's question. What do we got? So the start one, that'll be from there on. So this one's from Genesis RC and FPV, and I did have to laugh at this one. It's pretty much of like a bird. Well, we'll just let it play because you guys are going to see it.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Look, there's a bird, dude. It knows what's good. I'm telling you, I just heard it inside.
On to the next UAVfutures Q&A. So Cowboy Cal, where are you at, mate? You're meant to be here with these Q&As. What's this? We'll look at one more from Cowtown FPV. I'll just sit here and wait for part 2 to come out. That's a guy on a bench. He's a skeleton. When Stu sees CTC without a riot shield. Hard to swallow pills. Your questions, I like this one. Hard to swallow pills. Your question will never be chosen for the Sunday Q&A. Well, it might be, mate, so definitely put that in. Man, there's so many memes. All right, we might get on with some more questions. So this one's from Bharat Ballasted. G'day from Germany. Man, I love the Sunday Q&As. Keep on going. One question, how do I avoid crashing into others while flying on a track? So what advice would you give to someone that they keep clipping into somebody all the time?
Fly a bigger quad, then it takes them out.
I reckon that's going to make it easier to crash. I reckon you're going to hit them a lot more if it's bigger. Anyway, my advice would be, Trevor's obviously making a joke there, but I would say if you're in a 5-inch, you definitely need to be past. Like if you're aiming, it depends if you're getting crashed into, and then that advice would be you probably need to work on going a little bit faster. And then if you're the person crashing into people though, you need to be able to pick those corners better. Try to overtake more on the straights and think, look, if there's a lot of pilots rushing towards a small gate, maybe hold back a little bit and don't try past on the gates. Try to wait till you've got a bit of free room. Would you add anything to that?
Yeah, just get faster.
Okay. All right. This one is from Buzz Cola. What are your top 3 things beginners should stop doing? So if someone's about to come flying and they're a beginner pilot, what are, I guess, top 3 mistakes they're making or top 3 things they need to change?
Don't plug in when someone else is already flying.
Yep.
It's probably number 1. Don't run out and get your quad unless you tell someone. What's the third one?
I don't know. I didn't pre-load up Trevor with any of these questions. I just sprung them all on him.
I don't know. There's 2. There's 2 important ones.
Oh God, that wig's restricting your brain, mate. I'm going to say what you need to do is stop flying in self-level mode. So that's a real big hindrance. It's okay to get the feel of the quad. Get off that as quick as you can. Number 2, stop flying by yourself. Go and find some people that you can fly with because it is so much better. And number 3, don't fly in risky situations because you don't have it. If you're a real beginner, you need to give your quad a lot of respect, and it really can get out of control very quickly. You don't want to cause any incidents or harm anybody or damage any property. So I guess fly your quad in a safe location where if you do get into strife, it's not going to be a big issue. Right, so moving on, this one's from the Quadcopter Review. What's the most important thing you did to start getting traction or more subscribers for your YouTube channel? So what about you, Trev? You're about to start YouTube. What are some things you did to start getting traction, or how do you think you're going to go about building your channel, getting more subs? Mate, you're hopeless today. What's going on?
Oh, what was that? Well, you do it first.
Oh God. All right, I'm gonna say Trevor's having a bit of a brain meltdown. He's having a stroke. I don't know what's going on with Grandpa, but I'm gonna say
I'm just going to check the.
I'm gonna say it is quite frustrating with this thing on my head. It's very hot too. So anyway, let's take those off. Oh, that's a bit better. Top 3, some of the most important things. I'm going to say for me, just keep making content. Make content that's engaging, that you're passionate about, and you can post it around for a few different places. Don't spam it, but I think if you just make good content and work on maybe some of your tags and those sorts of things, find your medium where you like it, and those people will come eventually. Keep making good stuff and people will come. It's not going to be a huge spike, but if you make good content, people will tune in and they'll start watching. What about you, Trev?
Yeah, I just try and make it entertaining. I mean, you know, we're starting to get better at it. We're entertaining, are we?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? Our channel
are we entertaining, guys? If we're not,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's just put decent content up, and hopefully they want to watch it.
Oh, a good thumbnail also helps too. You definitely need to make sure. I was going to say spend a bit of time on your thumbnail, because think about the videos you click on versus the ones you scroll over. Chances are you're probably looking at ones that have a good thumbnail.
I was putting some good thumbnails up myself, but no one clicked on them.
You've been getting some good views on yours.
No, of my head, I meant.
Oh, okay. All right. This one's from Jay Renwick. Guys, is it possible to change Cal's name from Crash Test Cal to Sometimes Cal? I don't know. We'll put a little poll up there. Do you want Crash Test Cal or Sometimes Cal? Maybe Sometimes Cal for the Q&As. This one's from Tombstone FPV. Great Q&A, Stu and Trev. I got a question for the next one. What would you say to a person making flight videos that would encourage them to get in front of the camera? I'm sure there are many like myself that feel very intimidated about putting ourselves on our videos. What gave you and the UAVfutures crew the courage to do so? Glad you did. Thanks, Tombstone FPV. Now, I think this is a really good question, because a lot of people out there, you guys have so much good stuff to share. And I totally understand it can be very daunting, and it feels very strange talking to like this little plastic camera over there like it's a real person, because now I feel like I'm talking to you guys. I know you're going to be listening to this, and even though there's a delay in that communication between editing and then uploading and then you actually watching it, I still feel like I'm directly connecting and talking to you guys. But at the start, it does feel very strange. So I guess, how did you get over that when you started? What did you think to get in front of the camera? I know it would have helped me sticking a camera in your face for a little while, but what did you reckon?
Well, it didn't really worry me much. I mean, probably the best thing you could do is, when you get in front of a camera, is don't do this, because that is really annoying, you know. Some people just get carried away with it.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like. Look,
any other real tips?
Just be natural and just be yourself. That's all I can say, and it'll work.
All right, I'm going to say a good tip for me, because I often found that I would feel more relaxed towards the end of a video versus at the start, because at the start, I'm trying to really help somebody here, because I want you guys to make content, and I think if your face is better on there, we want to relate to you guys as well. So definitely jump in front of the camera, but
keep still.
Okay, I'm going to keep my hands here and see if Trevor can't not make a joke. But when you get, this is really difficult for me.
Watch him explode, guys. He's going to explode.
When you try to put yourself in front, I can't do this, mate. I can't do it. What was I even trying to say? Okay, here's a good tip. This is sorry, if you're on the podcast, you have no idea what's going on. But if you want to get in front of the camera, be a bit silly before you start, because I always found myself more relaxed towards the end of the video versus at the start. So I'd jump in the front of the camera, I'd sing some daggy songs, tell some ridiculous jokes, do some funny mimes, just say ridiculous, crazy, silly things that make absolute nonsense. Make yourself feel like a bit of a goose before you even start filming.
You don't do that.
And then, well, I do. I get a bit. That's why I'm always laughing usually before my videos, because I'm just mucking around. I'm singing nursery rhymes as loud as I can. Yeah, I'm just being ridiculous. I'm trying to help these people before I start filming, and then once you press go on the camera, you are much more natural and it feels much more at ease. And I think that's probably a big tip for people. Just be a bit silly even before you hit record, and then once you do, it's just going to feel more natural. Now we're ready for Trevor's joke. Go, Trev.
I think you just sell the SD code.
Okay. This one's from Baron D. Red. Great round of if questions. What is it that you all feel so strongly? Why is it that you all feel so strongly about the OnWays? I'm at the point of buying goggles, and I would really like to hear a convincing argument as to why they are better choices than what is available via Fat Sharks. So this is really interesting, because we just reviewed the OnWay V2s. I'm currently flying around with those. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a permanent switch. You like your V1s, and Cal likes the HD V2s. So yeah, what is it that you like about the V1s, if someone's going to buy some goggles?
Well, they just suit me. It's probably more of a personal choice. I mean, I've got Fat Sharks. I've got a couple of sets of I've got 3 sets of Fat Sharks.
Yep.
But these the OnWays just feel much better and just suit the way I fly a lot better, I guess. I really do like them for that reason. I mean, I can use the Fat Sharks, but my choice, it's my personal choice. I like them, they're reliable, and they just work.
And why did you pick them over the V2s? Like, if you had a pair of V2s, what would you fly?
The V2s, I thought the screen was a bit big for me.
Okay.
But look, I could probably get used to it. It's like anything. You stick it on your head, you soon get used to it. But having had that, I mean, if they ever break, I have to get a set of V2s, I guess. But until then, I'll stick to the V1s.
Yeah, I'm going to say I just like the weight of them. So that was why I made the switch from from Fat Shark to OnWay, because they were so much lighter and I felt like they were so much more comfortable on their face. The diversity system that's in the OnWays is top notch anyway, so you didn't have to buy a module. And look, I know that might be something that people might like to put their own modules in. To be honest, I don't really feel like it makes that much of a difference in my type of flying. And they were just really comfy. So when the V2s came out, I wanted to test a bit of a bigger screen, and it's probably the comfort thing. That's why I like the OnWays most of all, and I guess and why I haven't really gone back to Fat Shark at this stage. But I'm still not sure if I'm going to pick the V1s and V2s. And if I was going to buy a pair, look, I'll link them all down below, but if I was going to buy a pair, I would say the V1s, they're the best value for money at the moment. Still, and they've been like that for a long time. JRB, did Discord get bigger than you thought it would be? Such a great place for pilots to help noobs get their quads in the air. So I'm going to kick it over to you, Trev. How do you feel about Discord and when it started? What's it like now, and what do you love about Discord? And for anybody who doesn't know, we'll put the Discord link down below, because what it is, it's just like a live FPV chat room where people are always talking, and you know, on voice chat as well. People are getting so much build help. That's where we're pulling all these memes at, which we'll look at in a minute. But yeah, what do you think about Discord, and is it bigger than you thought it would be?
Yeah, I'm not on there much, just most nights.
God, Trevor lives on there. You're on there more than me, mate.
Look, I reckon it's great. We're actually talking to guys all around the world now. There's quite a few regulars on there. G'day Enos and Joe and a few of the other boys. Yeah, it's just great. I mean, we're helping a lot of people on there now, the new flyers. Shout out to those guys too. So they can get instant help, which is really cool. So everyone helps everyone. It's not just me helping them. All the guys on there can actually help.
Yeah,
so it's really cool. It's just really brought the community really, really close. I mean,
I know people who have actually met pilots talking on Discord, and shout out to Fat Tony actually, because he's a guy on there that someone was having trouble with their build, and I think Fat Tony actually met them on Discord, went over to their place and actually gave them a bit of a hand in person. So it's a really cool place for our community to meet, and it's a lot of fun as well. And there's like thousands of people on there, and I think it's about 600 or 700 on there all the time. Like, that's about the live count that's on there, constantly, you know, talking and helping. So it's a really cool place for people to meet up. And yes, I knew it would be big, and I'm really happy that it's a place for the community to get together and talk, and some people feel really at home there. So just another place for people to express and connect about all things FPV. So anyway, this one is from Cowtown FPV, and is that the same person who's been smashing these memes out? I think it is, Cowtown. What is the piece of hardware or technology that blew you away, or was the biggest jump in tech or hardware that you've seen in the hobby? So something that really blew you away, or biggest jump in technology. Okay, I'm going to say, you got one?
The only one I can think of is the HD video.
Which one?
The Connex.
Okay, the digital one?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
All right, I'm going to say the RunCam splits, when they started to put onboard HD recording mixed in with the FPV camera. That was really cool, and I think it's an exciting future. You know, it's not as good as a GoPro, but it's definitely got some cool things that you can do. You can put a HD recorder on some much smaller quads. This one's from Oscar Childer. I hope that's how you say it. Hi Stu, I love your attitude towards FPV, that if something works for you, then that's awesome no matter what it is. I've noticed that a lot of people are quite elitist and will turn their nose up if you don't have a Tyrannus Fat Sharks and a super expensive quad. How do you feel about this, and is there anything we can do to make the hobby more inclusive? So what would you say there, Trev? Someone wants to come flying, they don't have a Tyrannus, they don't have a pair of Fat Sharks, they might have a pair of box goggles, and they've just got a dodgy, you know, a really cheap quad, not even dodgy, but just not a top tier quad. What would you say?
I don't care what they show up with.
Yeah.
You know, we'd welcome anyone in, whatever they're flying. Everyone's got to start somewhere, so, and not everyone can afford the good stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't care what they fly.
Okay, and what would you have any encouragement for those people who don't have that money to get that sort of gear, or what would you say to those people?
Yeah, don't be afraid. Come out and fly with us.
All right.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So, if anyone's so stuck up like that they got all this good gear and they probably can't fly anyway, so tell them to jam it. Okay. All right, so that's Trevor's advice. I'm going to say, look, if you're flying around people who you're probably not getting a chance to it, but if people are, I don't know if discriminating is the word based on your gear, but you know, and I totally understand that not everybody can afford the best of the best gear, and that's totally fine. Use whatever works for you, and I think to encourage people, what was the actual part of the question? That last little bit, is there anything we can do to make our hobby more inclusive? I'm going to say, yeah, if you see some people, stand up for those people. If you see someone telling someone off because they can't fly here or something like that, just let them know that, hey, look, that's not how we all feel. You're more than welcome. And FPV is just about getting airborne, having fun, and sharing the gift of FPV. And who cares if I'm flying with a $400 radio or a $50 radio? It's my radio. I'm flying my drone. It's my experience, and I'm having a great time. That's what's important. So to those elitists out there, you know, whatever your beef is with those people, you just need to get over it. And as I've said before, shout out to Project Blue Falcon, the late Blue Falcon, because he often had a saying, and he said, if someone told me how to spend their money, he would punch them in somewhere that you wouldn't want to be punched in. And I think that's really true. You know, no one has any right to tell someone how to spend their money. Yeah.
Anyway, unless it's a VTX issue, if you've got a really dirty VTX, and there's debate over which ones work and which ones don't, but a dirty VTX that's bleeding over into someone else's channel, I can understand where they could have a discussion and say, hey, look, that VTX, it's not really working for me, we're getting some channels, can we try some different things, and go through that sort of process. And worst comes to worst, a VTX is quite a small part when you look at the entire quad, but goggles and radio, they should have no issues.
Yeah, and you'll learn more anyway turning up. I mean, if you've got a dirty VTX, the guys will explain it to you. Well, yeah. Most of the good ones.
Yeah. And those people who are being a bit stuck up, you probably don't want to fly around with those people anyway. I know I wouldn't want to if there was just some elitists who wouldn't want to help.
Well, we fly with you.
This one's from Enum1970B. Given the majority of flyers use 5.8 VTXs, why are headsets with modules seen as advantage? And I think this is a really good question. So why is it often an advantage if you can put a Forge or a Fat Shark module in there versus something with built-in stuff like the OnWays or the Sky Zones? What do you think? Trevor's lost. He's just phased out completely. I'm going to have to repeat it very slowly. So in a goggle headset, you know how you can put the modules in?
Yeah.
Do you think that is an advantage, or are you happy with the diversity ones?
No, I don't think they're an advantage at all.
Okay.
Because you've got the same channels in the OnWays, so it just costs you more to put them in. Big
all right.
deal.
Yep. I really feel like you might get a few little features, but I feel like for the price, it's not really worth it. And I'm going to be upsetting a lot of people out there, like, you know, LaForge and what's the other one, the Furious FPV modules, all those ones. I don't really feel like you're getting a huge advantage. You might get some nice features and those sorts of things, but to be honest, I don't think it's the biggest advantage unless you're going to use something like Clearview, and Clearview can get their modules right, and if they do come to market with the module that's actually working like it's supposed to, then you've got that option to upgrade if you want to. But at the moment, I don't feel like it's a real advantage at the moment. Some people might feel very differently, but for me, look, I love the receivers in my OnWays, and a big shout out to the FlyKey goggles because they've got the best receivers I've ever seen. So they're amazing. They're my actual backup goggle. Anyway, so I don't know why people see it as an advantage. Maybe they just like to put in their fancy modules and spend a bit more money.
Yeah.
David Farmer. I feel like I've seen that name before for some reason. Anyway, love the Q&A. Thanks so much, mate. I feel as if it was made for me personally and my friends. My question is, if you have a map of the UAVFutures test track, so we might be able to duplicate it, love the channel, would you be able to see, and would love to see the whole crew on the Q&A. So that's Cal Granger and even Jono. So shout out to our wingman Jono. I did some work actually with Granger yesterday. But I guess maybe we should probably talk to Velocidrone and see if we can. I'll put a little poll up. Would you like to fly the UAVFutures test track on Velocidrone? Because I know they do have an editing thing, and we'll have to see. Would you fly around on the sim?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I reckon it would be good. So shout out to the Velocidrone guys. Hit that poll up, or put your comments down below if you'd like to see that happen. Maybe if we can get enough noise, it might. I'm going to check how long we've got on the recording, because I don't want the battery. I did charge the battery today, guys, too.
Yeah, one of us will never cease.
Yeah. Alright, we'll see what's going on. So, moving on. This one's from Mr. Fowl. what would you be doing if you hadn't gotten into the hobby, and what do you plan on do you plan on doing this into retirement? So what if I hadn't gotten into the hobby? Well, actually, I don't even know what. I'd probably still be teaching and playing video games. I wouldn't be hanging out with you. So I'm very grateful for our friendship and having this hobby to meet people, and that's what I love about it as well. You know, I've made some of my best mates are through FPV. In terms of, am I going to be doing this into retirement? Yeah, I don't know what the future holds in terms of YouTube and in terms of my career, and you know, if you guys still want to keep watching these videos, but I plan to make videos for as long as I can. And also, I feel like I'm going to have a radio in my hand till the day I die. I love this hobby. I love the feeling of being free, and I think even more so if I'm an old decrepit man like Trevor in a wheelchair, and I can't run around, I can't move, I still want to experience that freedom of flight. And when the goggles are down, it doesn't matter your age, you can just get out there, you can be free, and it's on a whole nother level. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm just getting
You won't be able to fly when you're older because your arms will be worn out.
But you know, I'll come for ride-alongs then, even if that happens. But yeah, I absolutely plan to be doing this for a long time to come, and with my kids. And imagine going out and flying with your grandkids and those sorts of things. That would be, you know, that would be a dream to me to do some fun things like that. What about you, Trev? So you're pretty much getting close to retirement age anyway. But are you going to keep doing this?
Well, I can't see why not.
Yeah.
Until I can't.
Okay. All right.
So what I would have been doing if I hadn't done this, I've got no idea. Because I'm already doing it.
Yeah, I don't know what. I actually have no idea what you would do without this. Yeah. You were doing it before I met you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be bored. So no.
Okay. This one is from CanA. Hey guys, thanks all for the hard work you put into this show. I'd like to hear what you would do in a scenario like this. The balance lead gets loose mid-flight, and the props on your, on your quad, it cuts them in half, and it's all in the field. Sparks are flying out. What do you do, and how can you prepare for these types of scenarios? You know, we've actually been flying around when we've cut the balance lead. Sparks have happened.
Yeah, plenty of times.
And what do you do?
Just secure the balance lead a bit better.
Okay, so but it's already cut. So what do you say now? What should you recommend those pilots do or have a plan for?
Well, land it and put some tape around it.
Yeah, so that's a big one. Just have a bit of electrical tape, wrap it around there, make sure that it's nice and secure. They're not going to touch, and be very careful on the car ride home. And this is why I don't know why. I'm going to borrow this battery here. This is from our original Adam reviews, I remember, I think. Why do they make, this one is okay, but they make balance leads so stupid long, and I know people put arguments against this, but I really like the idea of the balance lead that's actually built into the battery. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and yes, it could get damaged, but these can get damaged anyway, and in my experience, these get damaged a lot more than these, than the little ones that you've got sort of secured inside. I'll flash a picture on the screen anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. But another good thing you do, you put a little zip tie loosely around there to sort of hold them together so they don't, so you can just slide it up and down.
Probably got one.
Alright, Trevor's going to get one out of his battery bunker.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's got another one.
That one.
This one. Here, take this. So you can see here, Trevor's got a little zip tie loosely around here, and he just sort of secures it, and then when it's time to charge, you just slide this down.
Yeah, you can slide it up and down. Sometimes
yeah, that one's pretty stiff, but yeah, you can slide it down and then plug it in. Alright, no, thanks Trevor. Are they ready for tomorrow?
No, those ones are.
Okay, there's about 40 batteries over there. This one's from Mike Just. Hey Stu, Trev and Carl, love the channel. I've noticed that you don't do too many reviews on BTExes. Is it because other than extra features they all just work? If there are some better than others, what would be the top 3 to buy? So in terms of the only difference I find between BTExes is sometimes they put out a cleaner signal than some of the others, so it doesn't bleed in some of the other channels. Some of the tried and tested ones are the TBS, even though I hate their interface with the stupid flashing light. The Immersion RC Tramp, and then I don't know, maybe the Maytech is also a good VTX. Do you have any favourites, personal favourites?
Not really.
You think they all just work the same?
Yeah, most of them work the same. I like the ones that are coming out now with the, what do they call it? We can change them in the transmitter.
Smart audio.
Yeah, smart audio. I really like that feature. Mm-hmm. Not that we use it much, but geez, it makes it a lot easier to set up.
It does,
when you get them, and it's just way easier. I really like that idea. So.
Yeah.
But we really haven't. Probably in the early days we had trouble with a bit of cross modulation and so on, but not lately. It works really well for us.
Yeah, and the reason is I do feel like most VTXs are pretty similar. Like it would make a bit of a boring video unless it does something really special or really exciting, or is really cheap or really good value. It's got to be something really impressive for me to do a video on a VTX, because you look, here it is, and it does the same as pretty much all the other ones out there. Anyway, Xavier's Daddy 10. Hey Stu and GT, and where's the slacker CTC? I actually like the idea of Cal watching this at home and seeing how much we rag on him. I enjoy the channel. Shout out to you, Cal. I enjoy the channel and all the content you put out. It helps me make my consumer decisions. My question is, what is smart audio, and what does it have to do with audio, and how do I record my audio on my quad during flights? Thanks for all the hard work. So there's a few questions you're answering here. In terms of recording the audio, you can actually, if your little VTX has a mic or something on it, or it sends out the audio, the audio, not frequency, but the audio data, you can record that on the goggles usually. So I know my OnWays record audio. Smart audio, essentially what it's doing is, it's using the audio channel from the VTX and connecting that to the flight controller, and it just sends out, it's essentially smart audio. So it can decode some of your signals that it travels on the audio wire to your VTX. So you can actually use things like chain. Oh my God, I'm getting this really confused. But on smart audio, it's just another way of saying we use the audio channel to control the settings on our VTX.
That's what I would have said. That was a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And you hardly moved your hands then.
This one's from RD. Do you think there's any difference between bind and flies and custom? Do you think the difference between bind and flies and custom built quads will start to shrink over time? Trevor?
Oh, I can't see that happening. There's room for both.
Mm-hmm.
There's always plenty of room for both.
I'm going to say absolutely. So I'm definitely feeling different to you. I feel like there's such a parallel between computers and the computing market, gaming PCs, and also these things. Yes, people are still going to build their own, but you can still get a kick-ass computer if you go out and just buy one like that comes in a box ready to rock and roll. The same thing with these. Like when I flew this thing around, you guys are going to be amazed. I can't wait to show you the full review coming up hopefully in the next couple of days. But when you can get them this good, it actually makes you not want to build. Like, why would you go through all that bother and hassle if you've already built? Building can be fun, but if you don't want to do that, then you've got some amazing quads race ready to win a race out of the box. And I can definitely see in the future the market shrinking and shrinking. They used to be rubbish, and now they are getting like 95% of the way there as a premium, like, extreme racer. That's my thoughts anyway. There's still always going to be that market for a big, for the best of the best and people customizing it to what they like. But in terms of, I think the gap is going to shrink. Anyway,
I reckon there's still going to be that edge where people just want to do a bit more to their quad, or build their own little, buy a frame. Obviously, they've got to buy a frame anyway, but they'll put their own gear on it. So, I disagree. So there you go. Who's right?
You don't think the gap's going to close?
No, I think it's going to stay there because guys are still going to do it. They still want to play with their quads, and there'll still be a market for some decent quads out there as well.
This one's from CanA FPV, CTC and GT. What was your reaction when Stu first started showing up with his camera to record your reactions to products? And then we'll talk about it's about the worst quad or goggles you made you guys try. So how did you feel when I first was like, Trevor, can I film you, mate? And we did a bit of a review. How did you feel in front of the camera?
Like a star.
Okay, really?
No, I don't know. I didn't worry. Just thought it was a bit of fun.
What was it like watching yourself back on YouTube, on my channel?
Oh, well, I just thought, there's a star. A star is born.
Star in the making.
Yeah. No, look, it's, I don't know, it's just different, I suppose. I didn't realise how powerful this media was until you started getting all the comments, and they were really fun to read. So, comment, guys. But, I didn't really feel much.
All right. And what was the worst quad or goggles that I've made you try?
Oh, that'd have to be those RoboCopy things.
This comes up all the time, the Galaxis review.
You gotta have a look at that
and one. And I think that's where you started getting grumpy.
Yeah, I mean that,
Yeah, they were rubbish.
Show me a product, I'll let you know.
That's actually the last question, so what we should do, let's have a look at some more of these memes. I'm going to flash them on the screen as well for you guys. So, what do we got, Trevor?
I like that one.
What is it? Oh, gold. I think this one was funny too. It was about, a couple lying in bed. The man's turned over and the woman's saying, I bet he's thinking about another woman. And then the guy's just thinking, why won't you pick my comment for the Q&A? I've seen this pleasure room one quite a bit, so that meme's pretty old actually. That did make me laugh the first time I saw that one. Control pill's 99%, but telling women that you fly drones is 100%. You're never going to have kids. I don't get this Donald Trump one though. I'm like leaning over you and just rubbing CTC's leg. That made me laugh. Me from The Shining, when Stu says he's gone on vacation. Well, hopefully you guys aren't like that, just sitting around waiting for my videos. And I did like this one of the, down the next one. The one of, what do you reckon about that one, Trev? There's some ladies getting a bit freaky in the background and that guy's just happy watching the UAVfutures Part 2 review. Do you reckon he's on to the money there?
Not bad. Yeah.
When you forget to clear your search history, our one's of Joshua Barbwell, and there's a picture of me. He's obviously been watching my Kia review in the background. I don't know if that was intentional or not. And then, and that one of, what do you call that painting? It's me and your God there, and I'm, what is that, Michelangelo? We're touching fingers there.
I've got no idea.
When you've got 16 quads, when you already have 16 quads and you see a new UAVfutures review video, yeah, 100% agree. You're like, you can never have enough drones. And Stu dropping a review looking at your bank account, and we've got a picture of Patrick of the Starfish radio. Anyway, to pick the winner, about to spin this wheel, but somebody's going to be winning one of these, the GT5s. Check that link down below. You ready? You want to spin it? You want me to spin it?
You always cheat, you can spin it.
Alright, here we go. It really hurt my finger.
That's good.
Oh, that's me! Yes, yes. That is. Alright, I'm going to give mine. I really liked this one here. This one really did make me giggle. I'll edit this anyway so we save some time. I'll just sit here and wait for part 2 to come out. So I think that's pretty funny. It shows you've been watching. Who was that?
Cowtown, I think.
So Cowtown FPV, massive shout out. I really like that meme because it did make me laugh, because I know sometimes the part 2s used to take quite a while. Nowadays they come out on the same day, but I totally understand. And yeah, it just shows me that you've been watching this for a while. So massive shout out to you. Definitely check your inbox, spam box on your YouTube. I'll flash a little picture on the screen as well, because a lot of people don't know where to check that. And I'll send you a message and then you can just send it back to me, and we're going to get you shipped out one of these, and trust me, you guys are going to absolutely love it. Well, you're going to love it, and you guys are going to love to see the review anyway. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely subscribe for more FPV related content. What I've got, get it! What are you doing, Trey? That's for the video later, mate. That's for our other private channel. Anyway, subscribe for more FPV related content. I'm spitting around everywhere. And as always, I'm also going to leave, I think I found that footage of DRIB as well, because look, this one was a bit of a DRIB special. So shout out to him. I'll put his channel down below as well. Go check out his stuff. He does some really cool things, and we're a big fan of DRIB on Rotor Right in his own channel. And also I think he's got another channel called DRIB too. Anyway, I'll link some stuff down below. But I actually found what DRIB used to do before he worked on Rotor Right. Did you know that? He was a comedian. So I'm going to roll some footage. I found some old footage of DRIB at the end of this video. So I think it'll be a bit of a shout out, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it as well. Anyway, happy flying.
You can talk. I mean, look at me. I'm alive and I'm a bit of a living legend.
You are.
And she criticised Nicole Kidman.
Ah.
This Aussie bashing, you know, Judy, it's dreadful.
Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.